Last night, I was overheating. My mind was too busy, overloaded between the throbbing pain from my neck down to my toes, the skittering cats all across the floor, the insistent voices in my head. I felt awful. I felt sick and overwhelmed. I felt exhausted and hopeless. It was the end of the usual cycle, amplified by frustration of another day on medication, another day of uncertainty. And just earlier that day, I'd extolled the virtues of my husband, a tiny tweet of reflection of his care the night prior. He'd massage my aching legs, talking me down. But I was insistent that he not care for me. I'm 25 years old. I should do this for myself. I should be fine without your care. I shouldn't have to depend on anyone. I don't have it the worst. I shouldn't complain. The logic played, replayed in my head until ingrained, the logic that made me feel awful for not knowing how to act around his friends, the logic that made me afraid of his parents, the logic that made me worry about every single tiny thing in our relationship. Every single tiny thing because of me. Whether we were of any value, whether it was worth 6 months apart, whether it was worth the ages and uncertainty of conceptualizing and planning marriage, and whether it would be worth a family. These are fleeting thoughts, some mosquito buzzing by, but whispering doubts as they do. They don't leave. They don't drop dead after being caught by some bug zap or a wisp of coil smoke. They surround me and land, sucking the positivity to feed themselves. I feel them, but I'm too weak to drive them off. I can see how awful and dark they are with the blood of bad thoughts, but I don't swat them. My hands are heavy and I let the feeling wash over me as my ears can no longer hear the care. They are deaf to the calm words. All that remains, all that is heard is the din of wings heavy with the feelings of anguish and frustration. And then darkness. I'm spiraled into a human mess. I've hit what feels like the bottom, and I've been here before. So many times. So many times that I've built my own castle to hide in. It's large and grand, but empty, quiet. A refuge of silence. Nothing is heard here. There's no buzzing here, but no words of love, no talking me up. I don't like it here. I don't want to be lonely and silent. I want to be warm. I want to be with him, with my friends, with my family. I want to lift myself up, but I don't know how to do that alone. I've forgotten how to hear again. I've forgotten what I need, that I need to stop blocking the words and the sounds. I need to stop believing in this broken logic. Just because it's called logic doesn't mean it's true. Just because it calls itself sense doesn't mean that it is. And reason should give confidence, not cripple you. Belief should not break you. It's hard to change things that you internalize, that you hold because you felt it and you think it, but it's so toxic, these concepts that have governed each waking thought. But I want to be better. I want to feel lighter. I don't want to overheat.